we're appraising and any of the pricing is from quite a long time ago. So anything new that we are creating is going to be, just tip it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that we at Shop LC are creating that's new, obviously it's going to be a lot more expensive because the cost of metals in manufacturing has gone up extensively. Also, the cost of shipping, and then that big T word, tariffs, that it comes into play. Even though we create all our stuff is manufactured in-house in India, we still have to pay tariffs to get it into the country. So, folks, the pieces that I'm going to show you today, like I said, these are all going to be the finest metals out there, the finest stones. So we only put usually quad 4, that means the best of the best. When we're creating a design, if we're going to put it in platinum or 18 karat, it has to be a quad 4 stone. We're not going to put an inferior stone in an expensive ring. Okay, so I'm going to start again. I'm Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto, aka Queen Bee. You can catch me on the TV side on Fridays and Monday mornings. The live stream every Tuesday, 6 to 8. You can follow me on Facebook at Cheryl Benvenuto, Benvenuto, and I'm wearing in my profile a full-on bee suit. That's how you know it's me. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Magical Journey Cheryl or Cheryl Magical Journey. I usually post. I follow a lot of the gem shows. I go to a lot of the shows. I just came back from Denver. I just came back from Dallas. There was a show last weekend in Dallas. So I post pictures of usually finds or new merchandise or interesting stuff that I find at the gem shows. A lot of nature pictures. So, you'll know it's me when you start looking at it because it will have cool and groovy stones and some interesting nature pictures. Okay, so Tuesday, the thing about live stream that's great is that we're going to bring you prices. Some of our pieces are on clearance. But what happens is when you watch the live stream, we're going to give you an additional 25% off, which is substantial savings. $25 on every 100. If the ring is, $2,000, we're talking $500 off. So it's really, really good savings. Also, every Tuesday, we have free shipping. So if you're interested in buying anything at all on this platform or on our live TV platform, Tuesdays is a great day because it's free shipping, which saves you quite a bit of money too. Okay, Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto. Any questions, please send me in the comment column. I'd love to chat with you. If you have any questions about the stones, any questions, in general, I'd be more than happy to help you. Okay, so we're going to start off with our first piece, which is going to be a Monteprezzo ruby. Now, like I said, all of the merchandise that I'm going to show you today is all going to be in 14, 18 platinum. We're not doing any base metal items here. So first ring off is going to be this beautiful ruby ring. This is done in, let me take off. Let me be bling myself so I can bling up with some pretty stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a round ruby. Now the color on this, it's a little tight on Cheryl. Okay, so round center stone, single, it's fully cut. Color grade is going to be a 3A, which is, the top of the line is 4. This is going to be 1.4 carats. Your side diamonds are going to be 0.16, and they're full cut. And the side diamonds are cascading down the center of the shank. Also, if you look at the undercarriage of the ring, it is fully done and raised so that light gets to that beautiful ruby. Now, here's a larger picture. So on my finger, it's sort of hard to see, but you can see it's a fully faceted ruby. And this is the color that's preferred when you have a natural ruby. Now, we do sell Fisher-filled rubies, heat-treated rubies. They're beautiful. Obviously, the color is much deeper, but a heat-treated or Fisher-filled ruby is normally we do both on those. It's going to be a lot less expensive. This is a natural ruby, and this is the color that you would want in a natural ruby, that beautiful red. Now you don't want super dark. You don't want pigeon blood, which would, this is really, really dark. You don't want it so it's so dark that you can't see through the stone. Then it becomes opaque and it loses its capability for light to go in there and bounce around and give you that beautiful pinks. And you can see on the sides, these are full cut diamonds. We're starting off with, it's being mirrored on both sides by a larger stone. And then it has the smaller stones that cascade down the side of the shank. Now these are recessed a little bit on the sides of the shank, so that means it's a little bit more comfortable. The prongs are not sticking up to catch on stuff, and which is important when you're manufacturing a piece of jewelry. You want to make sure that when it's ready to wear, so that people when they wear it, it's not going to catch on stuff. It's not going to break, because we don't want returns. We don't want you to be unhappy with your purchase. So we give you the ability and the design team to really make these rings so they'll withstand a lot, and you can wear them every day. 14 karat preferred metal. It's 10 parts other alloys, 14 part gold. Now gold is right now up to around, I'm going to say 4,000. Don't order correct me. I don't care. It's around 4,000. It's fluctuating around that money. Now they're saying that it could go up to $5,000 in the next few months. Who knows with gold? I know that when it was 2,800 an ounce, I held off on buying it because I thought, oh, it's too expensive. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Now I wish I had bought it. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you. So this is the ring, and it's a beautiful ruby, Monteprezzo ruby with diamond. So, folks, the appraisal on this is going to bring us up to $3,000. That's going to be the appraisal price on this ring. Your price today and today only, $1,799. And then if you type in shop 1 in that comment code, that's how you're going to purchase this ring. Type in shop 1. You hit the arrow. It's going to bring you to the order page. And then it's going to show you all the specs on this beautiful ring. You're going to put in your size. We can size up or down a size, no problem, but we have variations of all the sizes available right now. Now, after you do that, in the promo box, when you're checking out, there's a promo box. Type in live 25, and it's going to take off another $269.99 off the price of the ring and bring this down to $1,349. So just $1,350, $1,349. Now, if you're interested, we also have budget pay. You can call our personal shopper, 888-835-2237. They are there 24/7 to help you with purchases if you want to spread this out on multiple credit cards, or if you just want to buy this and do the budget pay, which I said would probably be, I'm going to think about $300 per month on budget pay. Now, I don't know the exact figure. The personal shopper can do that. That's their job. I'm here to look beautiful and sell you gems and jewelry. Hey, Donna. Nice to see you, girl. So, Monteprezzo Ruby, remember, 0.16 in diamonds, full cut. Such a stone is going to be right over a carat 20 to be exact. And this can be yours, this bad baby. Now remember, 14 karat. This is part of our Luxor collection. This is going to come with a certified appraising, which is free of charge. This was appraised in, this is really old, 9/5 of 23. So you're talking about an appraisal that's over 2 years old. When we manufactured this, gold at that point was realistically probably about $2,200 an ounce. So think about it. This in itself right now is a great, great deal to buy. Anything, I feel like going through all these, and anything that's a couple of years old in appraisals, I think about snatching up, because you know that is priced at 2 years ago pricing, not as of 2025. So it's a steal deal. That beautiful red color. So red also is a color for strength and courage. It pertains to the root chakra, which is your lower chakra. That keeps you grounded. That keeps you feeling like you have a sense of comfort, a place to live, stability in life. If you don't believe in the metaphysical properties, it's the birthstone for April. No, April's diamond. July. Ooh, just had a little, I think it was the boba tea. Getting a little brain melt there. Okay, July birthstone. If you've never owned ruby, I can tell you right now, this is one of the better pieces that we do carry. Anything that's not heat treated or Fisher filled, you know you're getting a natural stone. And with any of your 4 big players, which are going to be ruby, diamond, emerald, sapphire, those are the big 4. What happens when you're dealing with natural gemstones that are in that big 4 category? The price, other than diamonds, but the 3 colored stones, when you're buying and selling colored stones like that, it's an investment. And what happens is these miners and these large mines, they will mine as much as they can, and then a stone is mined out. It could be colored stone like this from Monte Prezzo. And then what happens is the price goes up. So when I tell people, look, if you're going to invest in jewelry as a investment, make sure you pick a stone that's natural, B, one of the 4 big players, or a very rare find, which could be, and like it could be as a hessonite garnet. That's a very rare garnet. Does not have to be one of the 3 biggies. And C, you want it in a precious metal, whether it's sterling, gold, platinum, palladium. But that way you know, either or, if you need to take the stones out and melt that setting down, that you have investment quality metal. So super important if you're buying this for investment. Now, if you're buying this, hello, Connie Sue Allen. If you're buying this to just wear on your own, then don't worry about it. You're going to pay $1,349 for this beautiful ruby ring with diamonds. It comes with a appraisal card of $3,000 from over 2 years ago. Okay, so we're going to move on to our second item. That is, remember, shop 1 in the comment, the Monte Prezzo ruby ring. And at the end of the show, the last few minutes, I will recap all the numbers. So if you missed out on a piece and you're like, I don't remember what number that is, no worries. I'll recap at the end of the show, which is, this show is about 2 hours long. Okay, our second beautiful ring. This is going to be something that if you are not aware of a stone called turquoisite, and just give me 1 second. Just going to move this camera just a little closer. Okay. All right. Okay. Move the camera closer. Okay, so this is going to be turquoisite. Now, turquoisite was discovered in the Anatolia Mountains in Turkey, aka turquoisite. Normally, a stone that is found is usually named after the person that discovered that stone. Morganite, J.P. Morgan, was the person who backed that Morganite stone. Alexandrite, the Tsar of Alexandria at the time. So normally when a stone is discovered, it is named after the person that's discovered it. Now, turquoisite was named because it was discovered in Turkey. Now, this is one of the 8 color-changing stones. So there's only 8 of these in the United States. There's only 8 color-changing stones out there in the world. Turquoisite is a new find, and this is one of them. Now, this is going to go from a beautiful, almost citrine, beautiful champagne-y color to a beautiful, almost pink-like. So you can see this pink up here in the corner. So it's going to change in color naturally. As soon as you go from, now I'm in incandescent light in here, as soon as you go out into natural sunlight, this stone is like an alexandrite. It's going to naturally change in that color. Hi, Becky. So it's haloed by natural diamonds. Now this is a quad 3 turquoisite. This is part of our Luxor collection once again. This is going to come with your free appraisal. Remember, every ring that every piece of jewelry during this show tonight is all certified and appraised. So this one was appraised in 11/14 of 24. So the appraisal is old. This ring is appraised at $8,500. So the center stone on this is going to be 10 millimeters. It's a 4.5 carat turquoisite. 4.5 carat. Now, when you're talking about a color-changing stone, alexandrite, turquoisite, it doesn't matter. There's a few others out there. I need to say fluorite actually has color-changing. But when you get to a stone that's above 1 carat, that's when the price, I'm going to say, goes crazy. So a 1 carat turquoisite, and this is just example I'm giving you. It's not accurate figures, just example. Let's say a 1 carat turquoisite is $100. A 2 carat is going to be $600. A 3 carat is going to be $2,000. A 4 carat is going to be $6,000. An 8 carat is going to be $15,000. $1,000 to $15,000. So when you start doubling up the carat numbers to get a stone that's translucent, color changing, with not any imperfections, that large, that's why the price on this is what it warrants. It should be. Our price on this is $3,999. Today and today only, we're going to give you 25% off that, and it brings it down to $2,999. So just under $3,000. Now, we're not in clearance over here, correct, DJ?
No.
Okay, so we're not in clearance on this side of Shop LC. On the TV side, we are. When we are in clearance event, you are not able to return anything, but this is not in clearance, so this is able to be returned. So if you get it home and you look at it and you're like, well, it's not really what I thought it was going to be, send it back, full refund. We have no questions. Also, if you want to stretch this out on budget pay, our motto, or my motto, is bad credit, no credit, we don't care. We're going to give you credit. We're going to invest in you. You don't have to fill out a credit application. You call customer service. You put your first budget pay down, which on this one, I'm going to say roughly would be about $500. And then for the next 5 months, they auto bill you $500 a month. So it makes it extremely affordable for anybody out there that wants really high-end luxury goods. Now, years ago, when we were talking about a ring like this, when Turkisite was first discovered, it was not available to the masses. First of all, there was so little coming out of the ground that the price was kept really, really extremely high. And it was getting snatched up by your bigger companies, De Beers, all the bigwigs. When the pocket of Turkisite was discovered, they bought as much as they could. Well, so did Shop LC. And what happened is Shop LC, because we manufacture everything in-house, design team, stone setters, it's all done in-house. We are able to take this stone and set it in a 14 karat gold setting with 37 carats of diamonds. And these diamonds are going to be G color. So diamond scale starts at D, D, E, F, G. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, C, goes all the way to Z. So that G color, that is probably the most common. It is colorless. All right, that's a colorless diamond. Just because it's a few steps up from D, with the naked eye or the person, unless you're GIA certified and you appraised diamonds on a regular daily basis, the novice or the person looking through a loop is never going to see the difference between a D and a G. And I am GIA certified. Very hard for me to tell the difference. I have to actually put it behind white colorless stuff and really do a hard comparison to get that accurate. So that's done. A lot of your grading now is done through computers. AI has taken over and just made it more precise and exact. So that's going to change the market a whole bit. Okay, so $2,999. This is going to be, like I said, 4.5 carats, 37 points in diamonds, 14 karat gold. This was appraised at $8,500, and that appraisal is over a year old. Color changing Turkisite, if you want to look that up and pull it up on YouTube or anywhere. So, hey, John, if you want to pull that up, you can pull it up and see the specs on it. It's a fairly new stone to the market, like I said, but it's something that eventually will be completely eliminated from the market for people to be able to purchase, especially larger pieces like this. We might have a lot of smaller pieces, but once you get into anything over 2.5 carat, really hard to get. This is something that you would see like a red carpet, like a J-Lo wearing, or one of your super mega housewives or your superstars on TV. This is an $8,000 ring. Just because we have it listed at $3,900, this is what I'm telling you, that Shop LC, because we have the ability to buy in bulk and everything is manufactured in-house, that we're able to keep those prices extremely low. Shop low cost. That's what the LC stands for. And that's what we deliver to you upon delivering joy, because we give 30-day money-back guarantee. We want our masses, our common folk, which would be me. I'm not insulting anybody. I consider myself common folk. I'm not an emperor or a queen. Well, I am a queen to my bees, but I am not sitting on a throne in a castle. So anybody that doesn't have that uber wealthy status, to me, is considered sort of common folk. What this Shop LC has done they have brought luxury items to us. So it's affordable. So we don't have to just watch people draping themselves in beautiful jewelry like Pretty Woman and say, I wish I could have pieces like that, like the necklace, like a ring like this. You can have pieces like that. Shop LC gives you the best merchandise out there, and we make it extremely affordable. So if you want to put this on budget pay and spread those payments out, call that personal shopper, 888-835-2237, and they can do magic behind the scenes, put it on a credit card, make this happen for you. So color-changing turquoisite out of the Anatolia Mountains in Turkey. Like I said, fairly new find. There's a lot of inferior. We do sell a lot of smaller pieces, and I don't mean inferior like that. But once you're talking about 4.5 carat, that color changing capability has to be spot on. And you will see it as soon as you walk out of incandescent light into regular sunlight. That color changing happens like that. It's very, very fascinating. Okay, our third, so that was shop 2, by the way. Shop 2 in the comment column. We're going to go on to another ring, which is super, super beautiful. It's interesting. I have never been really an aquamarine person. I have some really big pieces that I created, a ocean pendant. It was like a movement, and it was a big, I still have it. I wear it quite a bit. Other than that, I never really saw aquamarine out there in the market that I thought was a beautiful color. A lot of it's pale, and it comes in an assortment of colors. But this particular aquamarine of the Santa Maria Mind in Brazil has brought the best color aquamarine I've ever seen. And the difference is, with this particular color aquamarine, it has, to me, it has almost a blue steel like color in it. It is, so you're going to get right here, this is a octagon. Wow, that is just, I'm telling you, this particular, since I've done the certified shows, and like I said, last week I did it, I pulled up a Santa Maria aquamarine also. Since I've been doing this show, I have really become a fan of beautiful aquamarine. And the quality like this is investable quality. This is heirloom quality. Like, again, this is something that you're going to find out there in the best jewelry stores in the nation. And they're going to charge you a boatload of money. They're going to charge you because, you know what, quality, it's just like when you go to buy a car. You want a stripped down version, you're going to get it for cheap. You want all the bells and whistles and the best quality, you're going to pay for it. But you know what happens when you have the best? You enjoy it. You like having the best quality. It makes you feel special. Makes you feel good. When you get in that car and you have a heated seat, heated steering wheel, you don't have to scrape the windshields. You're like, ooh, this is making me feel a little bit better in life. Well, this aquamarine gives you that same feeling. This stone, metaphysically, is for the throat chakra. Gives you the ability to say what you mean and mean what you say, which is important. A lot of people out there talk through smoke and mirrors. They talk in riddles and rhymes. It's hard to find people that are actually honest out there that you can have nice conversations with, that you know where they stand. So this ring brings that out in people, and not in a mean way, not in an aggressive way, which is nice. If you want to have a conversation about politics or religion, hopefully your person is sporting some aquamarine, because they will be calm, cool, and collective, and they will give you an articulate conversation that hopefully both parties can get some information from. Okay, this particular ring is appraised at $8,500. That's your certified appraisal. This is done in, I can feel it. So when I put this on, so this is white gold, which is, looks like platinum, but it's white gold. So if you don't like sterling silver, but you're a white goldie. Now remember, when Tiffany's came out with their beautiful diamonds, flawless diamonds, all their best diamonds were set in platinum. All of them. Why? Because platinum is a very durable, strong metal. It's actually one of the strongest metals out there. The molecules on platinum sort of adjust and move when it tries to get dented, the molecules sort of move. It's a very interesting metal, but you can feel the denseness of it. One of my favorite metals, not a lot of jewelry is made out of platinum. It's very, very expensive. It's also hard to work with because it's such a strong metal. So a lot of jewelers shy away from that because gold is easier to work with. If you melt down a platinum ring by mistake, chances are it's going to cost you a lot of money. If you melt down a gold ring by mistake, there's a lot more gold out there than there is platinum. So you can probably fix it very easily. Okay, $8,500. Our price on this would be shop 3 in the comment. This price, $3,099. 25% off because you're buying it on the live stream, the live 25 off. And that's what's great about tuning into the live stream. Anything that we're selling you, you get an additional 25% off, which adds up. On this particular ring, it's $464 off. Brings us down to $2,324.99. Now, like I said, if you want to call the personal shopper, they can do magic for you. They can split this up. They can put it on budget pay. The center stone on this is going to be a 9x7 millimeter. It's that beautiful, almost square octagon cut. And when you look at this stone, when you look on it from above, like I'm looking at it, I would say this stone would be called the Hall of Mirrors. And I'm from Boston, so I really had to pull those R's out. Vanna did not let me buy an R today, so the Hall of Mirrors. Okay, very hard for me. I'd say the Hall of Mirrors. Okay, that's the Boston accent. Okay, but when you look down on the top of the stone, it looks like long oblong mirrors that are all stacked up. And that's this particular cut. So when you're dealing with something like this, that Hall of Mirrors effect is really wonderful. Okay, the diamond carat weight on this is going to be just over a quarter carat, 0.26, 14 karat white gold. Appraisal on this was 10/1 of 24. So that tells you right away the gram weight on this is 4.20 in 14 karat white gold. Now this was appraised and certified 2 years ago. The price of gold then was probably about $2,400, $26. I don't have the gold chart. It was considerably less. Considerably less than it is now. Thank you. I love being the queen. Considerably less than it is now, which means that this ring is probably worth substantially more. So this would be a deal that if you want to invest, and you know already, it's like if you went and had there was a custom car being made, and the guy said it's going to be $25,000, and then you go back a month later, and the guy says, well, I want to sell it for $50, but if you give me $25. I started this 2 years ago, and that's the money I have into it. And you buy it for $25, but you know you can sell it for $50,000. That's the price of this. This is something that, like I said, this was appraised over 2 years ago. Gold has gone up substantially. Colored stones have gone up. Santa Maria, you can't get any more than that, this quality. And the diamonds, these are colorless diamonds almost. So you're talking about 3 of the best things that you can possibly invest in. Precious stones, precious metal, diamonds. So right there, you know that this ring at $2,300 is a steal deal. And if you want to invest money and have a beautiful piece of nature and history, because remember, colored stones are millions of years old. These are not processed and manufactured and made in a couple hundred years. These stones are millions of years old. They're created through heat and pressure under the earth, which gives them the beautification. And when they usually find a mine like a Santa Maria Aquamarine, what happens is they go in and they call it a vein. So you have all these boulders that are stacked up, right? As it rains, water goes down and it goes in between all the cracks of the boulders. Gets to a certain point under the earth where the water doesn't have anywhere else to go. It's hit a barrier. So that water builds up in all the cracks and crevices all the way up to the surface. Now, through heat, time, and pressure, that water doesn't have the ability to evaporate because there's no sunlight underground. And its absorption level is gone. So now what's happened is that water is sitting like stagnant water, but it's between all these boulders. And now it has fauna, it has minerals, it has deposits of other stuff in it. Through time and pressure, crystals start to grow. Just like salt. If you've ever gone to the beach and you didn't rinse off when you were done, you notice that you have salt on your body. And you're like, where did that come from? I was in the water. It didn't wash off. Those salt crystals now they don't have water, so they're on your body. So what happens when they find a vein, they go in, and usually the top of the vein is the best color material. And as they go further and further down, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So the stones get much smaller. The color is not there. And eventually, that's it. It gets mined out. So you're talking about something that probably came from the beginning of the vein, that in the beginning of this find in the Santa Maria, because this quality is a quad 4. So you're talking about the best quality. And once again, the center stone on this is 2.19 carats. So like I said before, anything over a carat in a crystal clear gemstone, the price is going to go up. Not here at Shop LC. Remember, I didn't bump this up and say, you know what, we need to change this price. Gold is at $4,000 an ounce. Let's put this at $4,900 today. Shop LC, when they design their pieces, they start out, Encore and the team goes to a gem show, and they go and they buy all the stones that they want to produce jewelry out of. And they deal with a lot of small families out there. They don't, it's not all giant mining. It's small families. Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, the Tonopah, Nevada, the Addison brothers, they hand dig. We have videos of them out there mining and gathering material. So Shop LC doesn't normally just go source because there's a lot of it. We try to bring you really interesting stones, new to the market, stuff that's in small quantities. And then from there, it goes over to India. And then our design team steps in. So they do a design and they price it out. They get it all done before the manufacturing process even starts to take place. So like I said, 2-year-old appraisal, 2-year-old pricing. That is beneficial to you, and to you. Anyone who's out there that's interested in buying and investing, this is a great investment. Because 2-year-old pricing benefits you. Gold, colored stones have all gone up. All right. So $2,849. Oops, no, that's the old one. Okay, so we're going to move on to number 4. So shop 4 is going to be the next item. And this, once again, this is scapolite. Oh, andalusite. Oh, look at this. Now, I can just tell you, from the feel of this ring, that this is platinum. Platinum is a very, very dense metal. By the weight, and if you put platinum, white gold, rhodium in a pile, and I could pick up each one, I could guarantee you, I could tell you which one was platinum in a heartbeat because it is so dense. And gold is dense. And as you deal with a lot of metals, you get better at it. Now we test it through chemicals like an acid test. But years ago, that's how they did it. They weighed it. Remember the old days, the gold rush? They would weigh out the nuggets. That's what they did. They didn't have acid tests then, but they knew because of the density of it that it was gold. Different than pyrite. Pyrite's not as a dense stone as gold. Okay, this is going to be shop 4 in the comment. This is going to be a andalusite. The diamonds on this, whoops, I'm going to spin it around. This is a larger one. The diamonds on this are going to be EF, which is right next to D. That's your best quality. That center stone is going to be 3.43. Look at the color of that. So andalusite is a type of stone that comes in various colors. This color is extremely, extremely rare. I've seen this in purples. I've seen it in sort of reddish colors. I've never seen it in this almost brownish topazy color. Now, this is 3.43. This is going to be a quad 4. Hello, Chris. Tom is watching. Hi, Tom. Laura. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you last weekend. So this is going to be a quad 4, which means, once again, 4 is the top of the top. That's the top of the line. That's the best you can possibly get. That is clear, and flawless. Flawless. Now, platinum is going to be about 6 grams of platinum, and platinum is jumping up in price. Hey, Maddie, how you doing? Okay, and so the diamonds on this, VS, 0.63, over a half carat. Half carat's 50. This is going to be closer to right in between 3/4 and a half carat. And the diamonds are going to be, like I said, VS, EF, full cut diamonds. This is an absolutely beautiful piece. Now, the one that I just sported is going to be probably about a 9. I think it's a 10. So I have a size 6 and a size 10, and that is it. I have 2 pieces. That is it. $3,799 for this piece, which is appraised at $9,800. $9,800. Your price is going to be $3,799. Now remember, 25% off today is going to bring this down to $2,849.25. And there's a picture of it back here. So you can see, and we enlarged this because when we're doing the shows like this, we're actually filming from phones, believe it or not. That's how good technology is. We're actually filming from phones on all the platforms. But the screen is this big that I'm looking at. So DJ enlarges the picture because me going like this, it's sort of hard to tell me moving it around a whole bunch. So we enlarge it on the picture so you can see it's haloed diamonds under here, all the way around the stone. Then you have 4 baguettes on each side that are mirroring on each side. And then you have this little step. This is like a little step down, and then you have the diamonds cascading down the sides of the shank. So full of diamonds, and they're full cut stones. Remember that, full cut. Now, what Shop LC also does is every piece that we bring you, we completely finish the undercarriage. So the underside of most jewelry that you find out there that's a precious metal, they leave it hollow. And they should, because you want the light to go through the stone. But what happens is, once it's hollow like that, it's like a little pocket there on your, so that can collect dirt, soap, all kinds of stuff, which is now going to be on the underside of this beautiful stone. Now this stone, just moving around, I can tell you that this has flashes, like pleochroism. It has flashes of greens in it, like almost a forest green. And then those golden caramel autumn browns. This is an unbelievable stone, highly collectible, very, very rare. Undercarriage is completely done, all solid platinum, over 67 points in diamond weight, appraised $9,800. Your cost $2,849. That's basically a third of what this ring is worth. If you think that you really want this ring and you're, struggling over money issues, you can call our personal shopper, and what they will do is split it up for you and put it on budget pay. So it can be spread out over 5 months worth of payments. Now this is going to be shop number 4 in the comment. Type that in, and then in the promo code when you go to checkout, put in live 25 and it will take off that 25%. And also today, free shipping on everything that you buy here and on the live TV set. So if you want to do some Christmas shopping, it's a good day to do it. Remember, over here at the live stream today, we have 25% off. I just was thinking, so you can return, and I want to preface that by saying, because this is on sale, I don't want, because we have viewers, we have our VIPs that are watching also. We know the VIPs and the people that watch the regular TV set that on clearance events, you cannot return stuff. This is not a clearance event. This is just a sale event. So we're going to give you an additional 25% off. But if you don't worry, if you're on the fence about returning it for a full refund, you do have that capability today. So shop 4 for a beautiful Andalusite, flawless, colorless, platinum, just a really luxury piece. If you want it in your life, this could be yours for a mere $28.49. Okay, and we're going to move on to our next piece. which is going to be shop 5. Now, oh, you know what? Okay, this is going to be shop 5. And I want to give you a little bit of, I want you to be able to see this in the light. So this is a better picture. DJ, will you pull up yeah. So DJ is going to pull it up because this ring, the lighting in here is very, very difficult. And when I showed this ring last week, I can tell you personally that I was a little disappointed in the way that it looks on the camera, because up close and personal, you really do see all those purples, those flashes of reds that are in this beautiful lavender spinel. But when you put it on my finger in the lighting here, it's sort of hard to tell. But this is a lavender spinel. Now, spinel comes in a whole variation of colors. We sell chocolate and black spinel and blue spinel and green spinel. But when you're dealing with a lavender spinel, that's the rarity part. That's the star player. A stone like this is absolutely super rare. It looks sort of like an amethyst and a garnet had a baby, because you have that purple and then you have all those rusty browns in there. Now, this particular ring I have in all variation of sizes. Your price today, $1,299. After the 25% off, this is going to be shop 5. Remember, in the comment column, shop 5. After the 25% off, we're calculating that. This is going to be a 1.58 carat spinel. It's going to be 0.42 in diamonds, SIGH color. So it's haloed with. Now, the difference with this one that everybody I want to point out is that this is in 10 carat. It's also in lab-grown diamonds. So that sometimes people don't understand that, and I'm going to talk about that for a couple of minutes. So the price on this brings it down to $974. So the appraisal is $3,200 on this particular ring. Oops. So what that means with lab-grown diamonds, a lot of people in the world are not understanding what's going on in the diamond market. So years ago, when the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio came out, Blood Diamond, the world was unaware of how diamonds were mined, pretty much, other than big giant companies like De Beers and a couple other the big ones. And it pretty much documented the struggle in Africa with the way that they treated people, and people were getting, hurt, injured, killed over these diamonds. It made the world aware of what's going on. So we stepped in, like every other organization, and we said, we want to know where our diamonds come from. We want a paper trail all the way back to the person who plucked it out of the river. So that's what happened. So every company that decided to buy diamonds, the legitimate ones, want to know where they come from, certified, appraised. They want that paper trail all the way back to the person who picked it up. So through that, it corrected the diamond market, and people were all of a sudden feeling better about buying diamonds again. For a while there, it sort of put the kibosh on that, and people were a little bit leery. And then what happened was not we personally, not Shop LC personally, there was a company that had started to create lab-grown diamonds. And they had the patent on it up until about 2018, I believe. And what happened was the patent ran out, and it gave other companies, including Shop LC, the ability to pair up with the scientific community and people that could manufacture and create lab-grown diamonds. So that's what we've done. So we have paired up with some of the largest people in the industry that are now creating lab-grown diamonds. There's a place for everything. That's a colored stone, a non-colorless stone also. So we always, people for years had diamonds in engagement rings and wedding bands. And then they sort of went to, now the fad is morganites, spinels, colored stones. People want something different. They don't want just a diamond anymore. So the diamond market has been sort of fluctuating. Now, when lab-grown diamonds came out, they are a diamond. We actually take a seed of carbon. We put it in a heated chamber. Let's call it a microwave, just for the giggles. So it's like a microwave. I take it, I put it in there, and what happens? It grew and grows and grows through this heat and pressure, these waves, and it's growing like it would do exactly in the ground. I'm mimicking exactly what would happen, but I'm speeding it up 1,000 times. So instead of waiting 1,000,000 years for that diamond to form, I'm waiting 6 months. Now, that seeded stone, we have to seed it with a clear piece of carbon. So it comes from a small diamond that's clear. We put it in the system, and then it grows into a bigger stone. We do have the capability of trying to manipulate color, also clarity, not all the time. So we try to grow the clearest stones we can. Now, what has that done to the diamond market? It has thrown a kibosh in the diamond market, because for a clear, I'm just going to say a 2-carat. I'm going to throw that number in there. A clear 2-carat diamond, flawless. You're going to pay, I'm going to say roughly $30,000. That's an accurate price. I haven't really priced out super clear diamonds in a long time, but I'm saying about $30,000. For a clear 2-carat lab-grown diamond, you're going to pay $1,000. So what does that mean? A diamond, a diamond. 30,000, 1,000. What's happening? People that couldn't afford 30,000 diamonds are now able to afford large, beautiful, flawless luxury stones at a fraction of the price. I have a 3-carat cushion cut that I bought here at Shop LC. I have a 2-carat pear shape. They are absolutely beautiful. Now, because this diamond, the flow of these lab-grown diamonds, we've actually, the diamond community has decided that they're going to create certain machines now to test, to differentiate lab-grown compared to earth mine. Because if I'm buying diamonds and somebody comes to me with a 5-carat diamond and they want $30,000 for it, they say it's mined out of the ground, it's flawless, what am I going to do? I have no way to argue it. So the GIA is developing certain technology and machinery to these particular diamonds now. They glow a certain color. It's very technical, but it's a way for the world out there to differentiate lab-grown diamonds against regular diamonds. But what it does for the jewelry industry, it gives the people that manufacture, like Shop LC, the ability to make the most beautiful, breathtaking, flawless diamond rings for a fraction of what you'd pay. And I love that, because you know what? I love jewelry, and I want to wear jewelry, and I want a lot of it. So I'm not going to spend $30,000 on one ring, but I'd spend $1,000 over and over. So that's what so these are lab-grown diamonds, and that's why I got into that whole thing. But you can see the sparkle on these. These are graded like a diamond because they are a diamond. This is our lowest price piece in the whole entire show, and this is going to come out to $974.99. And that is going to be shop number 5 in the comment. So if you're interested, shop 5 for your beautiful purple spinel. Appraisal value on this, $3,200. Okay, that's shop number 5. Now that I've given you a little bit of diamond knowledge, we are going to move on to something really, really beautiful. And this comes with a appraisal that is pretty large and in charge. Now, look at this. This makes me feel like I have just received something so special in the mail when it comes in a beautiful envelope. You open it up, and I'm going to show this to you because this is the certification. Now, when you send a ring off to a third-party company for appraisals, so first of all, Shop LC cannot appraise. We cannot appraise our own stuff. It's you can't do it. It's illegal. So we have to hire an independent company. Now they charge us per appraisal. So these appraisals on every one of these pieces of jewelry is to your benefit because that's done. We're giving you that for free. That's about a $300, $400 appraisal on each one of these pieces. You're getting for free. Now a normal appraisal comes like this. So it's going to show you the pictures of the ring, all different angles. it's gonna start listing everything about it. This one is it's platinum, a lady's gemstone ring. It's stamped Rhapsody, which is our better metals. It has the stamp in it, platinum, one prong setting, 2.52 carat. The center stone is 9 by 7 by 4 millimeter. The approximate 2.7 carat. But you can see, so it's FVS, good quality, and then this is your appraisal price. $7,969.69. Platinum at, so let's look at that because this is very, very important. Platinum at $1,280 US per ounce per platinum. Yesterday it was at $1,700. So this already is inaccurate because the cost of metals has gone up substantially. So this was, and let's look at the date on this because I'm going to say off the top of my head, because I follow the metal market, I'm going to guess that this was done in May of this year. Now, I haven't even looked yet, but I'm just saying for the price of platinum because I follow that. This was done, where is it? No, it doesn't say the date. Okay. Well, I can't find the date on here, but I can tell you right now, in May, platinum was $2,800. Was $1,248 an ounce. Now it's over $1,700. So this is going to come with the ring. So you're going to get that beautiful appraisal. Now, like I said, I can feel the density, the luxury. When you're touching platinum, it just feels luxury. That's why, Tiffany said all their better diamonds in platinum because you can feel it as soon as you pick it up. It's got weight. It's got girth. Okay, this particular ring is appraised at over $7,000. $3,999 is your price after the 25% off. And this is going to be shop 6 in the comment. Brings us down to $2,900.99. So we've just shaved off $1,000. Now you can look at this back here. This is the picture of this ring. PT, that is platinum, $950. That's the stamp for pure platinum. Excuse me for 1 second. Platinum comes with only that $950 stamp. So make sure, had a little sip of your water. Make sure if you're purchasing platinum that it does have that stamp on a piece of jewelry and get it tested. Because platinum now, it's one of the most expensive. It's more rare than gold. So people don't realize that because platinum years ago, in 2008, believe it or not, and they were using platinum for, it was either disc brakes, something on vehicles. And in 2008, platinum went from $999 an ounce to $2,000 an ounce, almost virtually overnight, within a month or two time period. People went crazy. People sold off all their platinum. Now, platinum was a metal that was always used in the Victorian age. Why? Because it was a super hard metal. It was luxurious. And people wanted stuff that was going to last. They did a lot of filigree work in the late 18 and early 1900s, and that filigree work was done with little pieces of wire. Now, if that wire was an inferior metal and didn't have the strength, all that filigree work would crush on rings and stuff. So they really, really used a lot of platinum years ago in jewelry because it withstood the test of time. And it looked great. Most of the old mine diamonds are set in platinum. If you are a collector of stuff like that, you know what I'm talking about. So this is, look at the color of this ruby. That is the perfect pink. Just absolutely beautiful. If you are a breast cancer survivor and you want to support breast cancer awareness and sport pink for the month of October or forever, maybe you are a survivor. Maybe this is a ring that you want to buy because you beat that challenge and You want to live life to the fullest and you want a luxury item. I'm not pushing that for anybody out there that's a survivor. Just a suggestion. I'd love to buy a Mary Kay pink car myself, but, non-existent at this point. Okay, you're going to save $599.99 on this ring. $2,999 is your final price. And remember, this is 950 platinum, 7 grams. The center stone is 2.15, surrounded and cascading by your EF diamonds. Folks, don't let this one get away if you like it. We also have budget pay, remember, if you want to call that personal shopper, and spread this out over months so you can pay it off slowly but enjoy wearing it. If you want to selfish purchase something exquisite for yourself, maybe you've never owned a natural ruby. A lot of us out there, like I said, for a long, long time, jewelry of this stature was unaffordable and was only for the upper, that 1 percentile, which were the uber wealthy. We have brought it to the marketplace and made it affordable for everybody. We also, on a lot of the other shows, we're using more base metal, sterling silver, that we're rhodium and gold plating, that we're putting beautiful gemstones in to even really bring down the price. Under $200 for some of those pieces to make it affordable for everybody. So not everybody can afford a $3,000 ring, but there's other stuff out there that you can buy that are just really beautiful pieces. So don't feel sad if you can't afford this now. Think about the future. Maybe it's something that you'll want to get in the future for yourself. Okay, back to, this is Spirato. No, I totally butchered that. I can butcher any Italian, Spanish, Greek, Portuguese. It doesn't matter what language. Like I said, I'm from Boston. We don't even have the R's up there, so we don't know how to talk ourselves in that part of the country yet. So how could I master another language, right? Okay, well, I haven't, obviously. And I've done Rosetta Stone and took 2 years of Spanish, and I can speak 0. So that's my bane to existence, that I can no longer speak Spanish. This ring, though, $4,200. $4,200 is that appraisal price. $731.25. So this is a new appraisal. So this is accurate. This is going to be your oval cut. Look at that color of that aquamarine. Like I said, these two particular mines that we're selling you, Santa Maria and this Espiritu, these are the two best quality aquamarines I've ever seen. So center stone on this, 9x7, 1.57 carats, eye clear. This is going to be a 3A. Now to me, honestly, it looks like a 4. I did a certified appraisals for years. I don't have my loop. I can tell you right now, super eye clean. This could be a 4. It's probably right on the fence. 0.67 in diamonds, SIGH colorless. And this is going to be in your 10 karat white gold. So if you like that sterling silver, that rhodium, that white gold, this could be the piece for you. This is going to be $1,699.99. After I do the 25% off, $254 comes off, and it brings it down to $1,274. So appraised at $4,200, I've just taken $1,274 off. So I've saved you $3,000. So think about that. If you went and saw this in a store, and this had a tag on it, $4,200 in the window, with this little card, one of those little plastic tags, it's on a beautiful ring thing, and said $4,200. And you came in, and I said, well, that's a very, very precious stone. It's very rare. It's getting mined out. But I can do something special for you today. I think I'll take $3,000 off the top for you. You'd be like, what? That's what we've just done. So you can make that face like I just did. Because it went from $4,200 to $1,200. Make that face. That's crazy. That's right. That's what we do here. That's why I work here. Come on, all my friends out there. Why do you think I work here? Because they have crazy pricing. It's fun. It's fast. I meet great people. And you know what? It keeps you on your toes in the jewelry business, that's for sure. Because when they can offer prices like this out there, they're doing something right, that's for sure. And not only do we offer great prices, I know that some of us know this. I'm going to tell you if you don't know. Shop LC's mission statement since they started, they have believed that every purchase, every single purchase, whether it's $1, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, doesn't matter. Every purchase, we feed a child, and we keep track of that. We keep track. So, like on Fridays when I sell 1,000 of one thing, balloons come down. We have fed 1,000 people, 1,000 children. Now we are up to 55 million children. That is massive. Now, if you don't believe that we do that, my friend and co-host Lola, who I'll be on with Thursday and Friday this week, she actually just came back from India. And she went over to our corporate headquarters, and they took her to the school and to the other places where all these children gather. And Lola was able to pass out the meals, and very heartfelt. I'm sure it was very, very difficult emotionally. And what happens in places like that, families have to make a choice whether they're going to send their child to school for a free meal or they're going to send their child to work to make money. So sometimes having a meal and education outweighs the amount of money they're going to make as a child working. And a family can't afford to buy food. So what are they going to do? They're going to send that child to school for a free meal and for an education. So it's going to change the future of the children in India that are going from poverty to hopefully having some type of skill and labor and education where they can break out of the mold and create a great lifestyle for their family and stuff. So very, very important mission statement from Shop LC. We have been doing that since we started, and very, very dear to Sunil's heart. That is the CEO of the company, and he has made that his mission statement. Okay, we are going to move on to something that everybody really, really loves, and that is our tanzanite. Now, we have the most beautiful tanzanite in the world. And why do we have the most beautiful tanzanite? Because our buyers have been over to Tanzania numerous times. And we have footage. Lola went over there too. So our host, myself, I just came back from Bali 3 weeks ago. We're sending our TV host, which would be here, but I'm over there too. They're sending us to different parts of the world. Chris Whitley just came back from China. Lola came back from India. I came from Bali. Lauren Masters, who does the live stream, she was in Italy. So we go over to these certain areas for a few different reasons. Number one, we went to Tanzania because we wanted to go directly to the mines. We had been buying in Tucson and Denver tanzanite. They were bringing less and less. So Encore and a team of our hosts and video photographers flew over there. And they went over there and they spent quite a few weeks, actually, and they went down into the mines. Now, 10 years ago, there was 4 mines open, and we call them blocks. So they go underground. Some of these blocks, it's like a square block, and you go down in a cart. Super claustrophobic. I would be afraid to do it. Some of these go down a quarter of a mile. That's how far they have mined down. So 10 years ago, there was 4 blocks open of tanzanite, and they were pulling tanzanite out of every single one. They went back in 2000, it was right before COVID, so 2018, with the team, I think Matt Hunter went and some other people. 2 of the blocks were non-existent now, mined out. So when they got to Tanzania, to the building with the tanzanite, there was nothing being pulled out of the ground that day. So our poor team was not even able to see or go underground that time because of the lack of material. So we still bought as much as we could. I mean, Encore goes to Tucson, and we bought the biggest stones we could possibly that are in our Chairman's Vault collection. Because in a tanzanite especially, once you go over a 2 carat, you're talking highly collectible, especially when you get the best color, which is this beautiful blue, and when you turn it, has that pleochroism, which means that when I turn this certain angles, I see purples. I see like an amethyst. I see deep blues, and this is heart cut, heart shaped, haloed, double haloed, not single, double haloed. And this has Paraiba tourmaline, which is this light blue stone. So they've mirrored that with this beautiful tanzanite. You can see the flashes of purple right here. So this is Paraiba tourmaline. This is super, super rare. We had an event here at Shop LC, which we did an entire day of Paraiba tourmaline. We brought in a gentleman who wrote the official book on it. Now, this particular stone has been in Jewelry Van Cleef. I mean, the pictures in the book are unbelievable. The pieces are up $250,000, some of them. This particular stone, because it is so rare, and you can see it, you know, if you didn't know, you would think, is that aquamarine? What is that blue stone? Well, when you become really a gem aficionado, I consider myself a gem aficionado, but unless I see the certification, I wouldn't know. I'd be like, is that Paraiba tourmaline? I'm unsure. Well, it is, and this is a rare stone that they very, very seldom put in jewelry because of the rarity. Now, this particular ring is going to be shop number 8 right here on your comment. This ring is going to be in platinum. It is 8 grams, 8.8, almost 9 grams of platinum. That center heart stone, what is absolutely exquisite. This particular heart stone is going to be 9 millimeter, and it's 1.91 carats. Almost 2 carat in tanzanite. The side diamonds are going to be 1/4 carat, VS, EF color. The Paraiba tourmaline is going to be 0.15, and those Paraiba tourmalines are also graded, and those are a quad 4. So you have a quad 4 tanzanite, a quad 4 Paraiba tourmaline, and then you have your colorless VS diamonds. So you're talking about quad, and I mean platinum, tourmaline, tanzanite, diamonds, quad. This is the 4 players. This is an investment. Okay, so $4,399. I have all sizes but 4.5 and below. 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. I have them all. And if I don't have the size that fits you, this is platinum. We will size it up or down. Free one size for you. Okay, $4,399, not your price today. After the 25% off, $3,299.99. And the appraisal price on this particular ring was done 3/14 of this year. And guess what? $10,900. $10,900. You're getting it. You like how I did that fast? That was a magic trick. You're getting this for 70% off. Are you kidding? Remember, platinum has jumped in price. This is the best material you could ever get out there. These are flawless. This is the best quality colored stones. If you've always wanted a tanzanite ring, remember, this is heart-shaped cut. Very, very difficult cut in any stone. It doesn't matter. A heart shape, those facets where the heart meets like this, super difficult. Has to be done with lasers. It's the only technology that can actually do these and get them absolutely precise. So the cutting diamond market has changed, and we can offer. Years ago, your standard diamonds were 58 facets. We have done now up to, I think, 180 facets on some of the diamonds that we're bringing in. Hearts and arrows, fancy cut. You actually see hearts and arrows. So technology has really bumped up that cutting market where we can give you fancy cuts and not charge you a fancy price. That's the important thing. Stones like this, fancy cut, 15 years ago, just the stone alone would be $7,000 because this would be hand done. And when you're talking about something of this stature, this color, and this large, this is done by a human being. And if they mess up on one single facet, they have to recut the whole stone, and they're going to lose a lot of weight. So if they had to recut this stone and make it smaller, this is 1.91 carat. If they had to recut this, it'd bring it down to probably a carat, which is going to mean the price is going to go down and down. So they have to have the best cutters out there to do these particular cuts. Okay, $3,299.99. That is your price for number shop 8. Take advantage of platinum and tanzanite while you can. And I'm going to move on to our next item, which is going to be shop 9. And this I aired last week, and I'm not going to put it on the ring form because I want you to see the color. So when I put this on the ring stick last week, because the stone is a little bit darker blue, this is Montebello indicolite, which is a form of tourmaline. It's like a blue tourmaline. It's not like it is. Very, very rare. You can see the undercarriage on this is completely done. This is platinum. Once again, I just love doing the show because I get to slide on these beautiful platinum rings. Okay, this is going to be shop number 9, $4,699. The center stone is 1.67. It's a quad 4 in your indicolite, which means super rare and the best quality. Your accent diamonds are going to be 0.35, a third of a carat, and those are going to be VS and EF color. And then you're going to have your platinum weight, which is over 6 grams. So if you look at the color of this ring, look at that blue indicolite. Love the ring color and shape. Thank you so much. And when we pair a stone like this, we pair it with colorless diamonds. That's what we do. I mean, we would be silly not to, because you're talking about a stone that is so rare and so valuable. We want to pair it with the best pieces out there we can get. Now, the appraisal price on this, $9,800. That is the appraisal on this. Goes from $4,699 down to $3,524. That's after the 25% off. Now remember, no credit, bad credit, we don't care. If you want to put this on credit, you call our personal shopper, and we have what we call budget pay, which we take your first initial payment, and then we spread this out over 4 or 5 months, and it gets automatically charged to your credit card once a month for 4 or 5 months, however much they spread it out. And that makes it easy and affordable. We do not charge you any interest on that. And you can get this ring in about a week and start wearing it and enjoying it while you're paying it off. Now, we give you the appraisal cards for free. This is done by an independent appraisal company. This is about a $300 or $400 item right here. If you went out and paid somebody to do it, that's what you'd pay them. Depending on where you go. A lot of times on a ring like this, they might have to actually send it to GIA because it's in a setting. So they have to deduct and calculate. Very, very intense type of work. I did it for, I am GIA certified. Not my cup of tea. It's a little boring for me. But it gave me the ability to appraise stones. I did it for a while. But when you're getting into something that's in a setting like this, it takes much, much more time, especially the diamonds too, because, they're under prongs. There's a lot of stuff people can hide under prongs. So you have to really, really do diligence when you're appraising. So $9,800 indicolite. Now, if you've never heard of it, look it up. Look it up on YouTube. It is spelled INDICOLITE, indicolite. It is in the tourmaline family, and this is going to be in platinum, PT50, 950. That stands for platinum. So if you see a ring and it's stamped 950, ooh, and you're out yard sailing, you snatch that baby up right away, because you know what? Chances are they don't know what they have, and you do. So that would be a yard sale or a antique find that you could talk about, in the future, and that would be something to write in a book about. Okay, $9,800. That would be shop number 9. Take advantage of that if you like indicolite and like a stone that's very, very rare. And we're going to move back onto our tanzanite. Now, we have a bunch of different styles. I have about 3 more pieces left and a pendant. I'm going to go a little bit slower, and then at the end, I will recap everything that I've talked about as far as numbers and what if you want to go on and shop online or call a personal shopper. Now, I love this ring because there's something about simplicity. Sometimes, as much as I love big, bold, and blingy, sometimes simplicity really, really stands apart. With something like that, oh, excuse me, I had the bobo tea. Oh, excuse me, everybody, just squeaked out. So this ring right here, you're talking about something that looks like an engagement ring. This could be an engagement ring. This could be a ring that you have had an engagement ring for many years. Maybe it was a small little diamond that was all you could afford years ago. And now you're in a better state in life. Maybe your kids have left home and they're off on their own. You have some extra money and you want to buy something really nice for yourself to replace that small diamond that you had. Doesn't make the diamond any less valuable or sentimental, but sometimes after wearing something for years and years, it gets worn. Especially if you wear the same ring every day, you're going to see wear on the underside. You're going to see wear on the stones, the prongs, everything like that. So maybe it's a time that you want to switch out a diamond that you had and you want to set that diamond into something else for your child, maybe a pendant. Maybe you want to set it into a ring for your husband and let him wear the diamond for a while. So many choices to do with jewelry when you're redoing jewelry, when you're reworking it. But this is an absolutely beautiful round. This looks like, I would think that somebody would love this as a little engagement ring. And it's not little. It's pretty substantial, actually. I shouldn't call it a little teeny ring. This is going to be, your center stone is going to be round. It's going to be an 8.5. It's going to weigh 2.55 carats in your quad 4 platinum. Your diamonds are going to be 1/5 of a carat, VSEF, and the diamonds are actually cascading down this beautiful little delicate shank. So you can see in this picture, this makes it look really wide here. This is actually very delicate. You can see on my finger, it looks like a beautiful delicate band, but look at the color of that. As I have my hand behind me, on that beautiful light. Can you see that stone from there? Now I'm going to move it closer and slowly. But look at the color of that. That is tanzanite at its best. This is when you're talking about the best quality out there in the market. And like I said earlier, if you want to be an investor, invest in the best. Sometimes it hurts a little bit because you want to invest money and you want a lot of product or you want something. But if you really save your money and invest in the best quality of material, especially colored stones, then it retains its value. And that's the thing. So when you buy jewelry, you buy it for 2 reasons. You buy it because you love it, or you buy it for investment reasons. But if you can get both of those two best into one, so you love it and it's investment, it's a Texas twofer over here, which means that something like this is going to go up in price. Now, this is on our clearance event. It's still returnable. This particular ring, $2,799. The appraisal price on this is $8,500. $8,500 on this beautiful ring. After the 25% off, it brings this right over $2,000. $2,099. Now remember, you can split this up on budget pay if you want. Call our personal shopper. They can do miracles for you as far as that goes. But if you want to invest in tanzanite before it is something that, it's like gold. Like I said, yesterday, when gold hit a certain, I follow the metals commodity. The sterling silver market 2 days ago was sort of put me in a tizzy. As an investor, when I see the prices go that high, I think, how much higher can it go? What is going on in the world that is really pushing that price? Well, there's a lot of reasons. China is buying all the gold that they can get. It's backing their currency. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, that was my finger saying, give me a minute. Okay. Whew, I had a little tickle in the throat. Let me clear those pipes. Okay, so gold has gone up to the point where you sort of wonder, is it going to stop? When is this crazy pendulum? How far much more can it go up? We don't know that. We can't predict that. But what I do tell people is, if you see something you like now, you need to buy it now. Do not wait and think, well, I'm going to wait 6 months. Gold's going to come down. It's going to be more affordable. What's going to happen is our material that we sell here at Shop LC, we price it out when we buy the stones and design the piece. So in Denver, that was less than a month ago, our team went and they bought colored stones. Now, they looked for stuff that was mined out, stuff that's very hard to get. And then they sent those stones to our factory to start that design process. When that happens, as soon as pen touches paper, they also do a cost analysis. What is it going to cost to manufacture this piece? This could be a ring, so I'm going to use the ring as an example. How much is it going to cost to manufacture this ring? How much is gold? How much is platinum? What is the metal cost? How much are the diamonds on that? So they assess a cost analysis. They write it down, and then that piece, along with the stones, goes into production. Now, when it goes into production, it stays at that price. So things that we manufactured last year are at last year's price. We do not have our warehouse team going into the vault and pulling all the material that we've bought over the years and weighing it and repricing. We don't have the time. We don't have the capability. We don't want to do it. Shop LC has determined that when they buy a product, they produce it at a price, and it stays at that price until the product sells out. So this ring, this is just an example. This is a 23 appraisal. So this was appraised at $926 on 2023 for $8,500. Now, 2023 tanzanite prices were a little bit lower. Gold was significantly lower. Diamonds were a little bit lower. Now, as of today, October 14th, 2025, gold, tanzanite, diamonds has all doubled in price almost. So you're talking about something that was appraised at $8,500. Means realistically, this ring could be worth about $12,000. So when I'm talking about investment, that's what I'm talking about. If you can buy colored stones, always try to get the best quality ever, because that's going to be your investment. If you have a low grade quality, people are just going to pass it over. And if you want to resell it or heirloom a piece in the future, you really want to have good quality. You don't want to just have stuff that everybody can get out there anyway. Yeah, it's a special piece because it's been in the family, but if you want something that somebody can eventually resell and make some money on, or pass it down and be absolutely thrilled and have it be their number one piece of jewelry, you really want to invest in the best you can get. So this would be one of those pieces out of Tanzania. Remember Tanzanite, PT50, 950, that's that beautiful platinum stamp that you really want to make sure if you're out junking and yard sailing that you look for that stamp and you take advantage of it if you see it anywhere. Okay, $2,099, that's going to be your final cost on this. This is shop 10. That is the number if you want to type it in the comment column. Shop 10 at Shop LC Low Cost. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I got a little bit of time here. I got about another half hour. I got 4 items to go. I'm gonna reintroduce myself for anybody who doesn't know me. I know my friends over here on this side, Facebook, they know me. My name is Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto. They also call me Queen Bee, and it is not because I believe I am royalty, although I am related to Marie Antoinette through You 23. So I do have royalty, maybe 15 generations up. Not me. But they call me Queen Bee because I am a beekeeper. I have bees here in Texas. I am mentoring some people to teach them about beekeeping. We just pulled honey 2 weeks ago, so I was thrilled to do that. But as far as the bees go, they pollinate most of the stuff that you ingest. All your vegetables and all your insects pollinate everything that, that grows from a plant, basically. So we've had a lot of colony collapse disorder, not just here in the United States, but throughout the world. So please support your local beekeepers. If you can buy honey, every single city has a bee association. Look up on Facebook. Every city, Austin has one. Around every city has a bee association. Look it up on Facebook, and if you can buy local honey to support your local beekeepers, please do that. When you buy honey from a couple of those other stores, the ones with the giant shopping carts that, everything is this big, it's blended honey. It could be a mix of, and it could say 100% honey, just be real careful. When you're buying from a company like that, those companies use commercial beekeepers that use pesticides, toxins, all kinds of stuff. When you're dealing with local beekeepers, I don't use any pesticides in my hives at all. And those will prevent, because I only filter it once, that honey now is going to prevent allergies on all my friends here in Texas that I'm supplying with honey. So support your local beekeepers. Very, very important. That is why they call me Queen Bee. I spread the bee word, and I'm happy to be part of the pollinating beekeeping community. Okay, so we're going to move on to our pendant. If you did not want a ring, maybe you don't like wearing rings. Maybe pendants are more your style. Maybe you only wear pendants. Maybe you're getting married and you want a pendant to go with your wedding dress. Maybe you have a lover, friend, husband, wife who loves tanzanite and already has a ring, doesn't have the pendant to match. I've given you every option to buy this already. I could just tell you, over and over, a million ways, a million reasons to own it. Why not do a selfish purchase today? This is Shop 11 in the comic. Shop 11. This is going to be your tanzanite pendant. This is 950 platinum. Once again, your favorite metal. That center stone is a 9x5, 9.5 by 7.5. 9.5 by 7.5. It's a quad 4, which means that it is colorless. It's super, super clean, not colorless. It's super, super clean. Quad 4, no imperfections, no impurities in that tanzanite. The diamond weight is going to be 0.13. Those are VS EF diamonds. So those are pretty well colorless diamonds. Now, this is platinum. It does not come on the chain. This chain is just a stainless steel chain that I threw on there. But I'm going to show you, if you look at the platinum with the stainless steel, platinum looks a lot like stainless steel. So you can mix this. If you want to wear a stainless steel chain and have a reaction maybe to other metals, that would be perfect. You can put this on a stainless steel chain. If you want to wear this with your stainless steel jewelry, you can wear this with your stainless steel jewelry. This is the star player. This is what you're paying for right here. You're not paying for this. You're paying for that center stone that is really quad 4 color in your tanzanite. Now, this is going to be $26.99.99. Believe it or not, our appraisal price on this is $6,300. And I'm looking at, it's interesting because it says estimated retail value, $12,499. That's what's coming up on our TV screen. Now you're thinking, well, how can that be? Because that's retail. That's retail. Appraisal is what it's going to cost you to re-buy this through us. Through, that's what we didn't appraise it, independent appraisal. So if you lost this, if you need to rebuy it through us at the time, that's the appraisal price. Now, everything has gone up, so that's not going to be accurate anymore either. But this is what they're going to give you for money if you insure this piece. Once again, I love how they've actually cascaded, and I'm going to show you back here. A lot of times it's easier to see on this, honestly. But you can see how that has a beautiful square cut diamond here as an accent piece, and then channel set are these full cut rounds. Now, when they've channel set those, that means there's no prongs, which is great because the 4 prongs are holding that tanzanite in the center. But when you're dealing with little teeny diamonds like are cascading up, all those little prongs can catch on stuff, and you can actually lose a diamond. It'll catch on your shirt. So they've eliminated all that, and they've actually channel set these where they actually slide the diamonds in by the girdle. So a diamond is flat, and then it goes down like this, right? That little area that's here, the flat, when it's around, they actually slide that in, and that sits beautifully in these channels. And these diamonds in the channel are graduated, so they go from a little bit smaller to a little bit larger. Absolutely beautiful piece. This is going to be $2,024 after the 25% off, appraised at over $6,000. Folks, if you want something beautiful like this, take advantage of it. I don't know how. Now that says out of stock.
Yeah, they probably can call a personal shopper because we should have a few.
Okay, so if you pull this up on the internet and says out of stock, please call the personal shopper at 888-835-2237. And what you're going to do, you're going to read them that number, 766-7291. That's the item code number. So you can pull that up, and it's going to have that little number right above the whatever. It's going to have that little number, and that is the item number. That's what you're going to read to personal shoppers so they can help you out. And they can do magic. They're really, really good over there. They're super friendly, lovely people, and they're there to, we pay them to be your personal shopper. We don't charge you extra for that. Okay, we're going to move on now to, I got 3 more pieces left. This is going to be shop 12 in the comment. This is going to be a beautiful, once again, this is going to be your aquamarine. This is going to be, so this has, on this particular piece, so I'm going to move it over here so you can see it. So this actually has lab-grown diamonds, haloing the whole entire pear-shaped, beautiful aquamarine. So this is done in 10 karat white gold. That pear shape is a 10 by 8. It has 0.68 carat in diamonds that are around that, haloing that beautiful pear shape. They're also cascading down the sides of the shank, cascading down. This is $1,699. The appraisal on this, $4,600. $4,600 on this particular ring. $1,699. And after the 25% off on this particular piece, brings it down to $1,274.99. So $1,274, they can split this up on budget pay for you and make that work for you. Remember, 10 karat white gold. So it's one of your precious metals. Once again, this is the star player. If you have never had aquamarine and you want a beautiful piece in your life, maybe this is the piece for you. The lab-grown diamonds are going to be SIGH color. And like I said, almost 3/4 of a carat. So don't be swayed by the lab-grown diamonds. It's brought this price down to affordability because if I put this aquamarine with sourced mine diamonds, that color and quality, that particular grade and amount of diamonds, this would probably jump up about an extra $1,000, I would say, in cost. So with their mixing lab-grown diamonds with our beautiful precious metals and our really hard to find exquisite stones to bring the prices down too. It's a diamond. Don't worry about it. It tests as a diamond. It is just grown in a lab instead of in the ground. Okay, we're going to move on to shop 13, which is going to be, ooh, this is so pretty. So tourmaline comes in a variety of colors. Excuse me 1 second. I'm holding my finger there. That's my hold on for 1 second finger. Okay, that was Cheryl needed to get a drink. Little vocal cord, keep them lubricated. This is the third time I've worked in 2 days, so I'm going to keep those lubricated because I don't want to lose my voice and get overtired. So I was on yesterday and then overnight 2 to 6, and I'm back here now doing the live stream. So excuse me, that's why I keep getting a little sippy of water. Okay, this is going to be your, look at the color of this. This is tourmaline. Now, most people think of tourmaline. They go, pink. Everybody's seen that watermelon tourmaline. We did indicolite, which is the blue. Now we're bringing you that beautiful pine green tourmaline. This is multifaceted oblong cut. It's an interesting cut that you don't see out there in the market anywhere. This is definitely a fancy cut. The center stone on this is 1.54 carat. It's a 3A, quad 3A. It's going to have a half a carat in lab-grown diamonds once again. And this is going to be in your 10 carat yellow gold. So we're talking about $1,999. 25% of that brings it down to $1,274. And the appraisal value on this is $4,600. So that's your appraisal. Now you can see through the picture back here. Look at the color green on this. So once again, this is shadowing. You can see some darker greens here, some lighter greens, but can you see all these beautiful, this is like a diamond cut. This is like a triangle. This is like a whatever shape that is. I don't even know. And then you have, so this is multifaceted. This was done by probably one of our, when we're dealing with stone cutters, if it's not laser cut, some of the cuts are done by one gentleman that works for our company. And he is the best fastener that we have. And he only deals with crazy odd cuts like this. Okay, so this is going to be $4,600. That's your appraisal price. Beautiful green tourmaline. Absolutely. Color on this is very saturated, very like pine forest green. Comes with your certified appraisal card. 25% off brings us down to $1,274.99 today. Can be yours in 10 karat yellow gold. Precious metal gold is up to $4,000 an ounce at this point, or close to it. I don't know where it's going in the future. I just wish I had bought stuff about 6 months ago. Okay, we're going to move on to another piece that I love. This is our last piece actually, and this piece I saved for last. I put this on my finger when I first came here earlier today, and this piece I absolutely love. Now, why do I love this? I like a little bit rings on the larger side. I also like rings that are very, very rare. So you're talking, this is called Hessonite garnet. Now, if you look at the color of this garnet, it actually looks like an orange fire. It is crazy. The fire, the color in this, that red, that burnt orange. And this is completely haloed with, they've actually broken the halo up, which is super interesting because it looks very Art Deco. When you look at this close up, and I'm going to try to get it close up to the camera a little bit. I'm going to move it over to this camera. And that halo, those diamonds around that stone, what they've done is they've taken baguettes, which are those longer oblong diamonds, and they've put them like this, and then they've put rounds. Then they've put those. So haloing around this ring, around the edge here, you have diamond baguettes, and then you have full cut rounds, and they're alternating, which gives the look of very Victorian, very elegant, not just a typical round diamonds around it. They really put the time and effort into this. Now this is $1,499. 25% off is going to bring this down to $1,124. That's $224 off. That center stone is a 12 by 12, 7.16 carat. That's the center, 7.16 in your Hessonite garnet. Your diamonds are going to be 0.59, GH color, SI. So that is the reason why this is my favorite ring. If you look at it, it just looks like autumn. You know, there's something about the fall colors of autumn that, you know, as much as I love summer, when fall comes around, the colors start to change, the leaves are rustling, maybe you get a little bit of a rain, you get that smell. Leaves have a certain smell in the fall that just, you know the winter's coming, but that fall you just want to get out there and the air changes and you just want to enjoy life. Halloween is on its way. You know, my favorite time of the year is Halloween. I love to get dressed up and trick-or-treating. I lived in Salem for 25 years, so that was the city of Halloween, the party central for Halloween. But this Hessonite garnet is something that just reminds me of the fall. 100%. This can be yours for $1,124. Appraisal price on this, $3,600. And this was appraised at, this is fairly new. So this was August of this year, 2025. But I love how they did this with the diamonds around it and mirrored it. Now these, once again, are lab-grown diamonds. Don't be afraid to try a lab-grown diamond out there because it is a diamond. It's just grown in a lab. That's all. It's just like if you made ice in a freezer or you went outside. It's still ice, right? Just different places it's made. That's what diamonds are. Lab-grown diamonds are the same as ice that you're making in your freezer compared to ice outside. So don't be afraid to try lab-grown diamonds because I'm going to tell you, they're going to save you a boatload of money. You're going to get the highest quality. You're going to get colorless, flawless at a fraction of the price. Folks, if you have just tuning into the live stream, I've been coming out here for a couple of years now, and I started doing the live stream in about 2023, I guess. And when I first started doing it, they had one phone, and they had a little fake fireplace here with a chair and maybe a shelving unit. John has come in. He is our live stream coordinator, boss, and he has completely changed the studio. If you can see this beautiful backdrop, he hand painted this bee motif. Not for me, but I do appreciate that, by the way. But he has changed this so that our live stream shows now we used to have one a day, then we upped it to 2. We are doing now 4 a day. And we're doing 2 TikTok shows in between. So you can tune in anytime you want. Go to Shop LC and then scroll down on the left-hand side and hit live stream, and it'll pop in and your name will come up. We'll see you that you just popped into the live stream. But we have variations of merchandise all the time. It could be home decor. It could be jewelry. I know they did Murano glass earlier. This show was certified and appraised stuff. So it's fun just to see the different stuff that they're selling on the live stream. Plus, when you tune into the live stream, you get 25% off, which is really, really a nice BOGO. On Tuesdays, you get free shipping. That's the only day we give free shipping. Fridays, you have to type in Friday on your mobile app and you get free shipping that way. But take advantage of all these little discounts that you can because money in your pocket is money in your pocket. It's not in our pocket. And all that adds up to extra dollars that you can either go have fun with or you can invest in other jewelry. Okay, so I'm going to go through and recap everything that I've just done on the show briefly. The Hessonite garnet is the last piece of the show. And like I said, this is a whopper. And you can see that it's on sort of like a like a beautiful basket type of setting that this is set into. One of the most beautiful hessonite garnets I've seen in a long, long time. We offered a strand of beads earlier today that was pretty nice, but the color on this warrants it to be set in gold because that color is the best you can get in the hessonite garnet. Okay, so I'm going to do a recap on everything that I did in the show. Just if anybody missed anything, you can go back and you'll know exactly what number you need to plug in. Okay, so this is going to be your ruby, Monteprez ruby. This was number 1, and that is going to be in your 14 karat yellow gold, cascading with diamonds. The appraisal price on that was $3,000. Your price on it is going to be $1,124. That is shop 1. Shop 2 is going to be your beautiful turquoisite. That is exquisite. This is your color changing stone, $3,999. After the 25% off, this comes down to $2,999.99, and that is going to be in your 14 karat yellow gold. Shop 3 is going to be your Santa Maria Aquamarine, and this is going to be in your platinum. Excuse me. That's going to be in your white gold. I was just reading to make sure. $3,099 is going to be the start price. After the 25% off, comes down to $2,249, I believe, something like that. This is going to be shop 3. If you have any questions at all, make sure you call our personal shopper. They can help you with any questions you have on the stuff I'm showing you. Okay, shop number 4 is going to be your Andalusite. It sort of looks like a little bit like turquoisite, but a darker rusty brown. That Andalusite is going to be shop 4 in the comment column. That is going to be $3,799. That's your start price. And after the discount, I was trying to do it in my head, $3,799. And DJ is doing it for me.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And that comes down to $2,849. So just under $2,900. That is going to be shop 4. Shop 5 is going to be your beautiful purple spinel, which is flashes of purple and reds, lab-grown diamonds. This is going to be shop number 5. Your price on that. This was our lowest price item through the entire show. After the discount, it came out to $974 if you're interested. And remember, this is in 10 karat yellow gold, 2 karat total weight in stones, purple spinel with your lab-grown diamonds. That is going to be shop number 5. Shop number 6 is going to be your beautiful Montepuezo ruby in your platinum. Over 7 grams of platinum in this particular ring. This is absolutely exquisite. $3,999.99. 25% off brings it down to $2,999.99. And that is going to be shop number 6 in the comment. Montepuezo ruby with your platinum. Shop number 7 is going to be your aquamarine, Esperito aquamarine, $1,699 is your start price. This is shop number 7. So $1,699, that's your start price. After the 25% off, brings it down to $1,274. That is going to be shop number 7. Shop number 8, that beautiful heart-shaped tanzanite. Look at that. That is exquisite. Heart-shaped tanzanite. This is going to be done in platinum. That is shop number 8, $4,399.99. 25% off brings it down to $3,299. Then we go to your Indica Light. And that is that beautiful bicolors of greens and blues. $4,699. This is set in platinum. This is going to be shop number 9. $4,699 after the 25% off, $3,524. Okay, then we're going to move back to our Tanzanite, which is going to be shop 10. This one is so sweet and beautiful. Actually, this is probably, like I said, normally simplistic stuff. I'm really not. But sometimes simple is just so elegant. I love this ring. I would wear this in a heartbeat. And I would mirror it with 2 bands, one on each side. Maybe a diamond or plain. But I would definitely grab this if I had the chance. $27.99 is your start price. 25% off brings it down to $2,099. That is going to be shop 10 in the comment. Shop 11 is going to be, once again, Espero Aquamarine, pear-shaped. This is done in your 10 karat white gold. Shop number 12. This is $1,279.99. That's the starting price. This comes down under $1,000. That is going to be shop number 12. Shop number 13 is your Santa Rosa tourmaline. Now remember, look at the color of that green tourmaline. That is something that is so beautiful and special. This is done in your 10 karat yellow gold, $1,479 minus 25% brings this down to roughly about $1,200. And I'm just guesstimating right now because I'm just recapping. And then last but least, your Hessonite garnet. This is absolutely exquisite. This is going to be shop 14. This is in 10 karat yellow gold. It is, okay, all right. Interesting. I thought this was Hessonite garnet. It's Madeira citrine. This is Madeira citrine. I thought it was Hessonite garnet, folks. So I just recapped that whole thing. So, like I said, I'm GIA certified. I could have sworn that was Hessonite garnet. That is not. That is Madeira citrine. So I apologize 100%. This Madeira citrine is a stone, the merchant stone. This brings you money and luck. And having that beautiful Madeira colored wine in a citrine, very, very rare. So this is going to be in your 10 karat yellow gold, $1,499.99. Brings us down to $1,124.99. So, folks, tune in every day while you can. Briefly, see who's on, who's doing the live stream. We have 3 or 4 different hosts here that are constantly doing the live stream. They're all great hosts. They've been hired specifically for the live stream. They're full of knowledge, fun, fire. It's a little bit younger generation, but boy, they're on fire. And they just offer an array of merchandise every single day. And the live streams run about every 2 hours. We do every platform, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. So if you can't pull it up on your whatever platform you normally do, you can pull it up on any of those other platforms. And eventually we will continue. I think at some point in the future, our live streams are going to try to be 24 hours. That's way down the road, but right now we are on from 8 in the morning, and now it's almost 10 o'clock at night. So roughly 8 to 10, almost every day, and about every 2 hours we have different material and different hosts. So if you want to tune in and check out the live stream, it's a fun place. Different merchandise sometimes than the live TV. Different hosts, 25% off, always on the live stream right now as they're building the business. That could change eventually in the future. I have no control of that. But anyway, folks, everybody who tuned in, all my friends and family on my Facebook, Rosamond, Donna, Bill Harris, nice to see you tuning in. And everybody new on our TikTok, live stream, Instagram, YouTube. Maddie, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. You've been a good fan for the last couple of hours. John, well, obviously, hello, you're home watching. I don't see you, but nice to see you. So everybody who tuned in, continue. It's a fun place to shop. If you can, remember budget pay. You get to spread those payments out. Take care of your Christmas shopping. Once again, I am Cheryl Briggs Benvenuto, aka Cheryl B. You can follow me on social media at Cheryl Benvenuto. That's my Facebook or Instagram. Cheryl Magical Journey or Magical Journey Cheryl on Instagram. Folks, I will see you back here next Tuesday. Everybody have a fantastic week. Make the best of it. Fall is amongst us. And enjoy every day you're out there. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, that was better than last week.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I felt more relaxed today. Last week I was like, you can tell if I'm like, then that means like I'm,